Welcome back to my workshop. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you may have seen the video. My poor old random orbital sander decided to die on me. So what I did is I ordered a replacement and I decided to go for a bit more of a branded name. And I went for this, which I did a video on. But it didn't quite turn out as I expected. I ended up ordering one and it comes 120 volt instead of a 240 volt. Anyway, that was a different story. After your comments in the video, I've decided to get a different brand. Now, I got this obviously from my friends at Amazon. Let's open the box and see what we got. Okay, so the one I decided to get was this one, which was the Makita. It's the BO5041. Now, this doesn't come in a fancy box or anything like that. Now, this should be a replacement for this little fella. Okay, so it's a 125mm disc. So all of my old discs should fit on this one. Okay, let's get this one out of the box and have a look. Okay, so in the box we get some instructions, we get the sander, we get a dust bag, we get a handle, and we get a disc. Okay, that's what we get in the box. And this one is a 240 volt one. Yay! Right, let's have a look at these bits. Right, okay, so this is the not very interesting part. We'll have a cursory look at the book quickly. Now, this covers the BO5040 and the 5041. Now, what's the difference? It looks like the 5040 is a fixed speed, so it's just at 12,000 orbits per minute, whereas the 5041 is the variable speed between 4,000 and 12,000 orbits per minute. Okay, some more information down here. Sound pressure levels, so between 80 and 90 dB. So really you should be wearing hearing protection when you're using this. 125mm discs, which is these little fellas. Okay, you get one with it. Okay, there's 125mm across. These are the 8-hole type, which corresponds to the pad on the sander. Other than that, the instructions basically tell you how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, then it's probably worth having a look. But if you've had one before, that shouldn't be a problem. Right, let's have a look at the sander. Okay, so a quick comparison to my old one, which is this McAllister one. The McAllister is slightly taller, but yeah, the way about the same. Now, this one was a 400 watt unit. It doesn't say in the instructions, but this is actually a 300 watt unit, but that should be more than sufficient for me. Okay, let's have a look at this. Right, so what do we get? First of all, you notice it's got the variable speed, so that goes between 1 and 5. Now, 1 setting is the 4,000 oscillations per minute, which it shows you in the instructions here. Okay, up to setting number 5 here, which is the 12,000 oscillations per minute. Okay, so that's how many times this goes around per minute. Okay, so we got variable speed. The trigger, we got a trigger which is slightly wider than my previous model. This is actually 2 fingers, and it's got a locking button, so you push it in, push the button in, and then you don't have to hold the button when you're sanding. Okay, to release, just push it and this pops out again. Okay, that's a nice feature. Rubberized everywhere that your hand touches is slightly rubberized here and on the top. So when you're holding it on the top, that's rubberized. A little bit around here. Okay, the cable itself, it feels fairly good quality. You get some sanders or some tools, the quality of the cable is a bit of a giveaway. This does feel like quite a nice rubberized cable. How long is it? Let's have a quick look. Okay, so I quickly measured this and it's 2 meters long. The cable's 2 meters long, so that should be enough. You may have to use an extension lead if you're working in a tricky situation, but 2 meters should be enough. Okay, what else we got here? As I say, it's the 125mm disc. This is hook and loop. Okay, so it's like Velcro. The actual disc itself is slightly smaller than 125mm, but that just means that when you stick the pad on, then it overhangs slightly at the edges. Okay, putting the pad on, it's the usual deal. Line up the holes if you can. Okay, and then that allows it to draw in the dust while you're sanding. Okay, yeah, these fit quite well. Now you can buy new pads for these. You can buy genuine Makita ones, or there's some aftermarket ones. Obviously, if it ever gets to the point where I need to change it, I shall see if they're any good. Okay, that's the pad. Now, the dust extraction here. Okay, this is, how big is it? So a quick measure up here. Okay, it's got a 21.5mm pull on the back here, which is what the dust bag fits onto. Okay, which fits it up. Okay, this is slightly rubberized. Okay, so nice little dust bag. Also, you can get, I just happen to have one, you can get adapters that you can fit on here, and then you can fit a normal shop vac. Okay, so the dust bag, let's have a quick look at that. Now, it appears on the two different models, the 5040 and the 5041. It looks like there's two different types of bag or dust extraction box. Okay, the one I've got is the material one. Okay, so that's this fella. The other one looks like a solid one, but this is what I got, so this is what we'll go with. This is rubberized, so it just fits on snugly. There's no actual bag inside here. If we can see, there's just a material. Okay, and so obviously if you want to clean it out, you can either tap it out afterwards, or you can actually remove it like this. Okay, and then give this a good old clean out. Okay, if we can get it back together. Now it's got a Makita part number on here. Right, that's the bag back on. Excellent. Right, it's got a Makita part number on here, just in case you need to buy a new one. All right, that's looking pretty good. And as I say, it fits quite snugly on here. Okay, you also get this handle, so you can then use it as a two-handed tool. Now, it looks like this end knob just unscrews, and then this can actually latch around the sander. Okay, let's see how easy that works. So it literally latches around that flat area there, and then you just screw it back on. Okay, that is easy, that is good, and it feels fairly solid. Okay, so you can then hold it like this, loosen it off, you can turn it to the side. Okay, and then sand. Okay, so that looks like that's going to be a handy addition. Okay, I like that. Let's plug it in and see if it works. Okay, so I've now plugged it in. I've got this set on number 1. Let's see what sort of noise it makes. Okay, on number 1 it's very gentle. Okay, which is good. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay, so that's quite a range. That's a good handy range. Now, obviously with an oscillating one, it doesn't just go round in circles like this. It actually goes, it oscillates like this. Okay, I don't think you'll be able to see that here. Yeah, so it goes around and it goes around. Alright, that's why it's called a random orbit sander. Okay, which is very good, and it leaves a lot less scratches when you're actually sanding something. Speaking of sanding something, let's sand something. Okay, so all I've got here is a piece of pine which has got some varnish on it. I'm just going to quickly see how much it takes off very quickly. I'm using the disc they supplied, which is 120 grit, and we'll see how much of the dust actually goes in the bag and how much of it actually goes on the bench. Okay, let's give it a quick go. Okay, well that literally took a couple of seconds. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's nice and piney now. How much dust did we get in the bag? Oh yeah, we actually got some in the bag. Yeah, that actually worked. There was very little on the bench. Yeah, it's quite impressive. Let's try the same thing again, but this time with a dust extractor on. Okay, we're going to try the same thing again. This time I've got my shop vac, which is this fella. Okay, that's attached to the hose. We'll do it again and see if we get the same sort of results. I should imagine we're going to get better results. Okay, so that's that completely sanded down. That must have taken a good 30 seconds. Now, if you was doing that by hand, it would have taken a lot longer than that. The finish feels very good, even with just the supplied disc. You can't really see that on camera, but yeah, take my word for it, that's lovely and smooth. And there's no dust everywhere. Okay, so dust extraction seems very good. Okay, so that's it. There was a quick unboxing and first impressions of the Makita BO5041. Okay, I think this is going to be a good addition to my workshop. Obviously, time will tell. If it's anything like my old one, then it's going to be worth it. Okay, that's done a lot of work. I'm hoping for good things from this. Okay, this cost me £95 on Amazon. I got it next day delivery. And I'm looking forward to using it. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so